Thanks for staying with us. I just got information that we've been cut off from the TVC News. You can watch us on GoTV and Star Times because we have to cover the flag-off ceremony for the construction of Gusau International Airport. So for those of you who have family and friends who could have been watching us on news, inform them they can catch us on YouTube or GoTV Star Times. We'll be happy to have them back on the show. Now, joining us on this segment is a certified cognitive behavioral therapist and family life coach, popularly known as Dear Coach Lara. She specializes in healing, family life, and mind reprogramming. Welcome with us, Lara Kudayisi Don-Momoh in the building.
Welcome.
Good to have you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Honestly, so we wanted to just gist with you today, but you know, we had a very long segment, you know, of sports, but it's all good.
Yeah.
So there's a story that caught our attention that we'd just like to hear your thoughts, but I also like to get the ladies' views too, about a man that says that he was telling a woman that he loves her, they were being together, but he cannot promise her marriage because he doesn't have any intention for having that document called marriage certificate. Now, it's possible that man could have learned a few lessons from YK and her partner, saying, you know what, there are people doing partnerships now, and YK is happy. She's doing very well. So why do we have to must we have a document? Can't we just be happy and being partners? And you love me, my family knows you, I'm not cheating on you. Let the document not be our bond. Let us not be bound by a document. Let us just love. What do you guys think about it?
Let the document not define us.
Let the document not define us. So, Mike, you want to start?
It's a piece of paper.
Mike, let me start with you. So what are your thoughts on this man? Do you agree that this man, that he can promise you love, but he's not promising you marriage? Should you stay?
It's up to you. It's totally your own decision. I know of a couple, at least you know the female. I will tell you after the show. She was going out with this guy. They went out for like 6-7 years. But the guy, handsome, everything, has no intention of marriage. Loved her, was very okay with her, but he was not going to get married. And she wanted to get married. So they broke up. They broke up, and he went on his merry way. He's having other girlfriends. But still, I haven't heard him get married. But the girl is still looking for a man to marry.
Yeah.
So it depends. It's totally, I think.
But she could have stayed with that man and still be happy.
Exactly.
Because of that. So without that document, she would have still been happy. Because if that's what she wanted, a union, it's possible.
So there's a level of security that you'll be happy.
Yeah.
Whether you are binded by a document or not. There's a level of security, and it's not just material security. There's a level of security that when you have it, you will never be happy, even if you're so more in love than the other party is with you in that relationship. We have certain expectations, and they are all different. For a man, if they call you to account from now to tomorrow, they'll keep preaching and begging you. But for a woman, time clocks, everything, and other things are in between. You don't want to be in a relationship. If I was at YK's age, I would enjoy this kind of freedom. But if I am at my age, or as young as I am, and I don't have kids yet, I don't even want to have kids and be explaining to them that daddy is across the road, me, I'm here, we are partners.
Let me come to our
there's
guest.
a level of security.
Is this document really important? Because the reason I'm asking you, and I want you to hear other views before you come in, because I want us to just be realistic of today's times.
Yes.
A lot of women are saying, listen, this thing called marriage might not work. Because even men, when they hear marriage, they run away. But if you're willing to just be two adults staying together, maybe it might be a better option. What do you think?
So I think it's just like we said, it's a matter of value system, people's values. You understand, cultural beliefs, expectations, and which is what guides us mostly in Nigeria and Africa as a whole. So, but now, like you said, times are evolving. People are coming with different things. So if there's a man who doesn't want to get married, and there's a woman who thinks there's no big deal in getting married, of course, they can go together. But the problem happens when the man is dating a woman that has the intentions of getting married, but he now comes after 5 years or 4 years and now says, I don't want to get married. That's the problem. That's where definition from the beginning starts. You understand? When you guys meet, you understand what are your plans, what are your goals, would you like to get married, would you not like to get married, you know? And Nima was saying the other time that when you have kids, you know, you don't want, some people have kids in that union, and that's the way they bring them up. It still goes to values, expectations, cultural beliefs and things like that. But it's safer to have a union.
I like what you see. I like the word you use, safer.
Yes.
But Adam and Eve, there was no certificate. You see, someone will tell you that, listen, I can love you and respect you. You love me and respect that. We can be committed to each other. Without this document, because all these documents gives you is that safety.
Yeah.
But if you are two adults and you're committed to each other, Waike is not worried about the document because she feels safe already.
Yes.
So, but let me come to you, Tokwe, because as I said, I understand values. I understand what is right, how we're raised. But I'm saying, is there a possibility for us to begin to tweak these expectations because of people's needs of today?
Tokwe, sorry. I just want to quickly say, before Theo and I, when I was younger,
Yeah.
I got married now. I can now decide because I have experienced it. So I would not talk for a young person who would want to get married because me too, at that age, if you had told me at that age, let's have a partnership. Which partnership? No, I must marry, you know.
Yeah.
So,
marriage is a partnership. Actually, it is.
Documented
It's
partnership.
a documented partnership. And culturally, we didn't used to have documents to back up marriage in Nigeria. Our culture was, once your family have handed over, you have come, you've prostrate, you've paid bride price. There was no document. It was a commitment of, I have come to meet your family, we have agreed you're now married, continue. And you go to the husband's house, the family now meets during family occasion, and that's the end. So the idea of having a physical document is not cultural, it is not our own natural culture, it is a legal, it's an imported culture, and it is because we have gone modern. You want to travel, you need to show proof that you are now in a relationship.
Yeah.
And if I say I'm not showing, my proof is a picture of my wedding and our children together, that is enough proof actually. But if you want to now go into a banking thing, or you want to change your documents, or you want to get a new passport, or you want, those are all the reasons modern times have brought around this need for formal documentation. Waike and a partner wants to travel to country and they want to go as a couple, the question will come up, how are you a couple? You need to prove how you're a couple. That's where the documentation comes in. Having children and you don't have the same name, and we're trying to choose what name the children will have. That's
But somebody can argue, Tokwe, is that, okay, let me let you finish.
documentation is not a proof of commitment.
Okay.
And documentation is not a proof of faithfulness. And many times we think it is by that documentation that will be guaranteed happiness, commitment, and faithfulness. No. Document just helps formalize the relationship for the sake of all the legal and other things.
So let me build on that for a second. I'll come to you, Nima. Because the time when this document was required, a lot of women probably weren't working. We needed protection from our husbands to make sure that when he dies, I inherit. When my children are grown, they have something. But today, women are well empowered. They are working. They have their own money. This document that is this security I'm looking for. It's not just to say Mrs. Somebody. It's not what I need. It's not going to protect me because I can protect myself.
Out of a document, it is legitimacy. Legitimacy is recognition. From where I come from, it is not a piece of paper. It is my family knowing this is my own person. If I born 25, that is their father.
Yes.
That's where the issue of whether the child is acknowledged or not comes in. The legitimacy of that relationship is beyond that paper that you people sign.
Exactly.
Two people were photoed this morning on my way to work when I was in traffic. I saw a video of two people in Akure. They went to the registry. They wore Dunlop slippers. They dressed anyhow to get their court papers for their marriage. That's not the legitimacy we're talking about. In Islam, when you marry, your parents, both two parties from your side, two parties from his side, will be seated. That's giving it legitimacy to that union you want to start to have with that
Not the
individual.
paper.
Not the paper. Then there's a celebration. We'll call a publicity, what we call the walima, that you do a wedding. People will now say, okay, the father and mother were there. But now the whole world should know that Nima belongs to Zib. Simple. So beyond that, I cannot now own you, except when I'm not entitled to you. You're not entitled to me. I'm free if that did not happen. If I have a document with you and I'm not committed, there's no legitimacy, my family don't know you, I can carry document and be giving them at every embassy that I need to put documents.
Let me go to shop because I'll let you jump in after this break. Stay with us.
Give the woman.
We'll be right back. Thank you for staying with us. We still have our guest with us. So this story we're talking about, I'm going to link it up to a story we saw with Dang, Diary of a Niger Girl. where a gentleman says he's been dating a girl for 3 months. And he really likes the girl, but he's not ready for marriage. And she's already asking him, how far now? What's going on? You know, that where is this leading? Because the girl has been coached by people like you and everybody that, like, once you are dating somebody in 3 months, if he's not giving you any green light, he's not serious, there might be a padlock guy that will not let you move. You know, and it's like, I don't want to lose this girl, but I'm not ready for marriage at this time. So what would you advise a woman in that kind of situation? Because that's the same thing. I'm not ready for marriage.
Yeah. So it depends on where people are coming from. I had 14 heartbreaks and 1 divorce
14 what?
before I got married again.
14 heartbreaks and 1 divorce.
Yes. So before I got
Wow.
married the second time.
Please, before you go on, I have to interrupt you. How was each heartbreak? Did you cry? Did you, or it was just, okay, move on.
Of course, I was crying and falling on the ground. But after a while, let's the goal to get married. Let's go.
Wahala.
So that's why I was saying that it depends on where people are coming from. You understand? As a therapist, trauma pushes a lot of people to make decisions. My story was the fact that I wanted to get married to please my dad. I had a child at 19, and my dad had told me, nobody will marry you. They will marry only virgins. So and I told myself, I'll prove this man wrong and make sure I got married. So any guy I saw,
You're ready
the
to
goal was to get married.
marriage.
You understand? And if the guy told me, I would ask you from the beginning.
Wow.
Yeah, they'll be like, why? Of course, you know. And then maybe after 6 months, they'll run away. You get. And I did get married too. So that question depends on who is in the shoes. Do you understand, of that situation?
You're taking us to a new window that we'd like to explore further.
Okay.
At what point in your first marriage did you feel that you had to do it? Because a Nigerian woman being divorced is never easy.
Yeah.
And I would really like to get a bit of your experience. At what point did you say, I'm done with this marriage? And what triggered it?
Okay, so like I said, the reason why I got married was to show my dad that, Daddy, what you said was not true.
Okay.
You know, so the marriage was dead on arrival. Why? Because the person I was getting married to, I saw all the red signs, but because I wanted to be validated. You understand? So that was what made me enter that marriage. So from the beginning, there were twists and turns, but you know, a Nigerian woman, you must do it. You cannot leave. You are a Christian. People will still laugh at you. Something that you know, told yourself that you must marry and all of that. But as time went on, you know, I said I had a child before. I had another child, and then you begin to realize I was 34 at that time, and I told myself, or 33, that is this what I'm going to face for the rest of my life? What if I get to live to 80, 90? Do you understand? Is this what I'm going to face for the rest? Am I going to be this unhappy where the person, you resent the person so much, you're just snapping everywhere, cranky, and you know, when people are in an unhappy marriage, people want to do terrible things, criminal things to themselves and to the other party. You know, it got to that point. So I just told myself,
to kill him?
Yeah, the person, or even you yourself, maybe let me end it all. Because you don't really want to kill anyone, but you just want to end the pain. That's what people do. So that's why you seek solutions from different places. And it's easier to be called a widow than to be called a divorcee. You understand? So, and me, I chose, let us be divorced. It was cruel, you know, at that time, nobody, in fact, my dad had died, number one. My mom, I had to run away to Abuja. I took my 2 kids and ran away, left Lagos. And then, of course, I'm already a coach, I'm already a therapist. So what are you teaching? What are you coaching? What are you? And then my mom was like, you know, she'll come to my house, cry early in the morning. It's not going to happen. What do you want people to say? You know, so those are the things, you know, that make people think, let me stay, even though I'm unhappy inside this thing. And then people will be cheating by the side. People will be doing different things. People will be practicing different things, you know. So, but thankfully today, I'm remarried. After, you know, I was really sure, properly with documents and family coming together. You get, so that was
an interesting story. Well, I mean, it's an interesting angle to this, because the truth is that a lot of women get into this for the wrong reasons.
Yes.
And just like you said, you know, because because of this pressure from
Peer
home,
pressure.
peer pressure to get this thing called marriage certificate.
Yes.
They do a lot of things.
Yeah.
And that's why I wanted to demystify the certificate. And that's why I also like the way Nima said it up. It's not about the certificate, it's about when both families, so even if these two people say, we are coming together,
yes.
family knows each other,
Yes.
you are committed, there's no cheating anywhere.
Yes.
You might not want the document, but if there's serious commitment,
Yes.
but the document might help you. Because if you're not an empowered woman, you will need that document to make claims in future. But if you're an empowered woman...
But even if you're an empowered woman, what if we build a house together? Do you understand?
There's documents
What
now.
if we...
name now.
All
There's
those things.
documents.
So I won't
say-
The
mind.
level of security, those things don't worry you. I always say it's okay. You build the house together, all of you, because women do these things. When we sit in the office and they come, I built with him 30 years of my life, and then you go and marry somebody else. I say, what guarantees you that when you're alive that you will reap that thing? That you're so focused on it. What if everything is given to you, and one morning, one night, the king of things come and thief it? Fire happen, everything goes.
Everything in one day.
Are you, yes.
What if we have businesses together? What if we have billions together?
Have you not seen people on their sick bed wishing they had their health over all the things that they had?
Or they are like Heritage Bank. You just close with your money.
YK.
Oh my goodness.
You have to say that one.
Please, let me come into this, the idea of marriage, documentation, commitment, and how young ladies are actively waiting to understand where we are is because for many people, when you get in, when the relationship wants to break up, you will hear things like, the person moves on. We didn't have an agreement. We didn't have an agreement that we are like, the girl is in a relationship in her head. Me and her, we were just friends. But so girls want to take it from, am I dating this guy in my head, to are we dating ourselves? So, you know, the relationship model now is not, they don't toast anymore. They're just friends.
Yeah.
Then the friendship will not
And
lead
they start
to
vibing.
touching, and we start vibing.
Yeah, that's
and
the
the vibing now goes into intimacy.
I am a coach.
And then you
That's
get
what they
intimate,
say.
but there was no clearly defined, like we were just friends, and one day, one thing led to another, and it happened. And we realized that we have chemistry,
Yeah.
and the chemistry is now become a consistent biology. So that happens, but we never defined the relationship. 3 months have gone down the line of constant biology, and the girl has to ask herself, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Because if you now meet the guy tomorrow with another babe eating lunch, oh, hi, meet my friend. You will sit down, join the lunch. They are talking, you are talking, but because you cannot say he's cheating because you never defined the relationship. Yes. So it is important to know what we are doing. It's like me, I should be strolling to TVC every day. Under what, guys? Salary will not come at the end of the month because there was no defined arrangement. So I think it's important guys get comfortable with being asked, what are we doing?
Yes.
What are we doing does not mean I'm putting you under
But
pressure.
when is the right time to ask that?
Okay, so for me, the best time is the beginning.
It's not too early.
No, so it depends. That's why I said it depends on who. Is it somebody like me that had 14 heartbreaks?
I wouldn't know your history. I just met you. I don't know your history.
We talk in the beginning. So no, the thing is, and also it depends on age. It depends on goals. It depends on plans.
Is that goal?
Do you understand?
Is that
The
goal?
goals are very key.
Don't leave goal.
So if you have sat down
That's
as a
my time.
woman, say by 45, by 40, I want to be done having kids, I want to get married, and then I meet a man, and then he's saying we are coasting. I'll be nice to you. So it's better in the beginning, what are your goals? It's not like you put the person under pressure. You understand? Like, what do you want to do? What's your plan?
pressure?
Do you understand?
Men
Where are
don't
you
like
going?
this conversation.
And so they will not like it because you are taking a whole woman being inside your confine.
I think...
What happened to just falling in love, going to the movies?
Can't we just have a relationship? Okay, we are seeing each other. Okay, let me use my nephew as a case study or as an example. Before he met his present wife, he was having relationships with girls, and he would say to them, this is just
Platonic.
a friendship where we like each other, it's not going anywhere. Where
From the beginning,
he would tell them. But the girls, he has told them, when they
Because
him
Coach
with
Lara
another
has told them
No,
that
they-
you must believe. It's what you go for what you want. You must hold. You just walk out like that. No, you're not going anywhere. We are here. I'll cook for you. I'll see your money.
I told you from the beginning.
The beginning. The beginning.
Ninging.
Why, Kate? Do you know how many people have told us from the beginning and then change their mind? People can. He's a human being. He can
So
change his
that
mind.
is it. People
Okay,
in
if they
marriage,
tell you- Present
people
wife.
change.
His only wife, his wife. Sorry, let me define before they say I said something else. His wife, when they first met, it was just go your way. I go. We're just meeting. We like each other. We are friends. When they decided to go serious, they now decided to go to become.
Was the
Before that,
conversation.
she was content with the relationship.
Yes.
The friendship.
It was a relationship, but it was not
Defined to marriage.
nothing marriage. You could see anybody you wanted to see. I can see. We are not serious. When they decided to become serious, it was now a serious relationship. They had defined it from the beginning. So you can define. Look, I'm just having fun.
Okay.
Yes.
define
It can
Yes.
become something.
Bigger.
Why, okay,
Bigger.
but men don't want to just have fun. Men want to go and do biology. Your own
Yeah.
fun is go and watch movie and have dinner.
Yeah.
A man's
But
fun
the
is he must do biology.
Biology, yes. So that is why
So if you don't want biology, sorry.
You will say it. You will mention it.
You go to physics.
That we're just friends.
we're just friends.
We're just friends.
Conversation.
If since our friendship
can
does
lose
not have
him.
a future, since our friendship does not have a defined future, then let's not complicate this friendship with biology and physics. Let's just be
You know the
friends.
physics again.
Or we can even have
Everything
somebody
that has to
that
do
does
with
not
it.
also mind. Do you
Okay.
understand?
Doesn't mind what?
That doesn't mind,
Getting physically intimate
you
and then
understand?
no commitment.
And no commitment. If that is the person's goals
We are
too.
different. So.
Do you understand? It just depends on
It
people's
depends on the
values.
chemistry. As I'm
And
talking about
do you
biology.
understand? But if you know that your plan is to get married, that's the most important thing. What is your goal? That's where it starts from. What is your goal in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years?
It's
You
good to know. Interesting.
Is
But
that
I have
good?
to
Let me
come
just-
to what you're planning.
Oh, let me just quickly put in something regarding the goals and all of that. I also think that it's important if you carry yourself and you meet someone, oh, how you doing? My name is Akwe, I'm single, but I have plans to marry. It's from the get-go. I'm not single, I'm just enjoying myself. Something like that, I'm single, I'm not searching, we're just friends. So we know from the beginning.
And girls think it's cool to that. I'm saying I'm not searching.
I'm not. Yes, if you're single and not searching, you cannot just change your mind. But if you're single and you are interested in getting married, it's a conversation you just have.
Right.
Just like I'm going to school.
Yeah.
I'm an accountant. I'm a makeup artist. I'm single, but I have strong goals to get married very early. So it's already out there. So women should not be shy about proclaiming what they desire, because they don't want to be seen as being hungry. Don't. If you are not hungry, they say I'm single. I don't want to do anything. I'm content with my life. We're friends.
So, Coach
right.
Lara, what if two people agree? All these liberal you people just explain that the two of them agree, and one person, as time goes by, says, "Oh, I don't align anymore. I want to change my goal." You know what happens?
So people change their mind to in marriage now. So that's where you go for therapy, counseling to see what is there a problem? If there's a problem that we need
No,
to
it's
fix.
no problem. Before
you will not know
before,
now.
I just want to float. What do you call it? Coast. Now I want to born children and have marriage.
And so we'll have the conversation too. If I am willing to compromise for you, it's possible. Sometimes
No, it has
you
to be
like
your goal. Don't compromise.
No. Sometimes you like the person more. As time goes on, you realize that yes, I have my goals, I have my plan, but I want this person with me. You understand? At that point, you can now decide: are my goals strong enough to compromise for this person, or I will choose my goals over this person? It's now
All right.
your
I know you have an event coming up because
Yes.
I would just like spend the last few minutes to tell our viewers what you're working on, because you're a coach.
Yes.
These are the kind of things you do
Yes.
to help people. So
Yes,
tell us
it's
about
called the Flat Fiesta. And
Flat.
flat means finding love after trauma. Because like I said, that was my own story. You know, before
After Trump.
After
Trauma.
trauma. Finding love after trauma. And it's targeted towards the singles, married, and divorced people. And the reason is this: we have panelists. We have different panelists for different sessions. The first session is for single people. We're bringing single people that are coming to say, I am single and I'm thriving.
Yeah.
I hope to get married someday, but I'm not billing somebody 20 million, you know,
Ahead of
after
the
you
time.
understand ahead of time. Because now the narrative out there on social media is if you are single, you are miserable. Collect money, ask them 20 million, ask them 50 million. So that's one of the things I am and my husband want to correct. Then the married people, panelists, you understand, they are also coming to encourage other married people. Because that's another story for another day. Marriages are no longer cool to a lot of people. Like we are hearing now, let's do partnership. Why should we marry? Or let's do trans whatever. Let's bring other people inside. Let's do so many different things. And the narrative out there seems to be like marriage is slavery. I just saw it. Somebody wrote it this morning that I don't like slavery, anything that will put me inside slavery. So meanwhile, some people are actually thriving. It's not all fun. It's not all everyday happiness, you understand? But they are actually thriving. So we're bringing those people to come and encourage, share what they are doing is making them thrive. Then the divorce session, because I used to be divorced, and I see that society don't associate with them, you understand? People that are divorced, they tell me all the time, in church, nobody creates anything for them. Nowhere, in mosque, nobody cares about them. And sometimes, a lot of times, it's not even their fault, but they are humans. So we're also bringing panelists for that segment to say, I have divorced and I am healing. These are the things I'm doing, you understand? And primarily, I would, of course, share my own story for being divorced and then getting remarried, you understand? And then my husband is coming there to talk because he used to be married and his wife died. You get, so those are...
So you have children from different, like, so your husband,
Yes.
your husband have kids?
Yes, he has one child. I have two.
You have one from your previous
Married.
Your first 19-year-old?
Yes.
Then your previous marriage?
My first daughter, I had her when I was 19. She's 22 now.
Yes.
So I have my son from that last marriage.
Yes.
He's 10.
And now you have, what do
So
you
we have a
have?
blended family.
Blended. So
Yes.
I love that because lots of families have blended family, but they don't know how to handle it.
Yes.
They're having the Davidos, all the other celebrities,
God.
and they all seem to be
Yes.
confused. But
Yes,
it'd be great to know how you're managing your own blended family.
Yes, yes.
Are the mothers involved somehow?
Oh, yes, because you have to, before you even get married, you have to make sure, ask everybody, what's going on? Nobody needs to be hiding anything from, you understand? And then you have to also put the kids. The kids are the most important, you understand, in that kind of situation.
Yeah.
You get, there's mothers, there's also fathers. You understand? For instance, my ex-husband just told me the other day, I'm coming on Saturday to take our son for swimming.
Yeah.
And I have to tell my husband, and there's nothing wrong with that. You get what I mean? So everybody has to be in harmony.
And they're all civil.
That's the most important
Are they all
thing.
civil?
Yes.
I mean, that's really interesting.
It's very important. If not, you will damage the children. Nobody needs to be forced to take sides. You understand? I want to go to one daddy. Everybody needs to be civil. And what makes you civil, what helps you civil is when you heal. That's why I will mention therapy. Because after you break up, there will be that annoyance, that anger. He did this, she did that. But when you go to therapy, when you heal, you drain the bitterness.
I like that word.
You understand?
Drain
Yes.
bitterness.
So it's easier for you guys to come together, you understand, and now have conversations.
The men, how do you get the men to drain the bitterness? Because women, we can easily go for counseling, but some
Yes.
men, they don't know how to remove that bitterness because they're angry. How can you leave me? Who do you think you are?
And you will always show up. You show up
What
in
happens
how they marry.
when let's say, for instance, the separated parties who are co-parenting, when one of them continuously repeats it? Okay, for instance, maybe at the time of the marriage, you would disagree with every decision the mother took about the child. Now that she's remarried,
Still
and he still carries it out all the time.
There
How-
has
how
to
does
be
she
ground
heal?
rules, especially the people that have custody of the children. There has to be boundaries, there have to be ground rules. So if you are not obeying the ground rules, you'll be cut off at some point because you cannot mess the children up. You cannot mess my marriage up. It's not possible. You understand? That is why before anybody gets married, make sure everybody sits together and have conversations.
You know, we have to wrap up. I like this because I hope that lots of women who are going through this can come for your conference because there are lots of people that the divorce.
Yes.
They want to start off again, but they don't realize that healing is a big part of it.
Yes.
They don't know how to, some men don't even know how to relate with their ex-wives,
Yes.
with their current wives.
Yes.
And men people don't understand this issue of blended family. So it would be
Yes.
great to hear your
Yes.
story
Yes.
and how your marriage is
And it's
thriving.
happening on June 29th from 10 a.m. you know, to
Hope it's
5
free,
p.m.
because
It's
what-
not free.
you can't tell us anything else, because you have to go and pay TVC.
Go to your page.
Because go to your page. for
Yeah,
that.
go to my
You can't-
page,
Yes, you can't
yes.
have you can't dictate the date and time. Because
Yeah.
so, but thank you very much for coming on the
Thank
show.
you so much for having
All
me.
right, that is all we can take on today's show. Hope you learned a few things as we have. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.